Sitting there looking at your strap, your guitar strap
Yeah.
there, I can't help but notice, obviously paying homage
Absolutely,
to
man.
your sister. Are you ever going to wear I said it with Nudie Manuel, that outfit you had made for the Grand Ole Opry? Are you going to ever put that back on?
Yeah, so that was not a nudie suit. That was
Right, you had it handmade by somebody else?
Her name's Vera. Vera, I think Vasily. I think it's her last name. She's out of Fort Worth.
Right.
A sweet Russian woman that did a beautiful job on the jacket for my sister. That it was all black. You know, my sister's favorite color was black. Her flower was the yellow rose of Texas, and she always shows up. You know, she always shows up in either a yellow rose, and her bird was a flamingo.
That's right.
So we have flamingos all over the place. People ask me like, "You a swinger?" I'm like, no, it's for my sister, man.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the upside down pineapple. Don't ask me how I know that, but
upside
that's
down on the flamingo.
The
It's
flamingos.
sign of a swinger.
I've heard you. I want to say in one of the Instagram videos that you were doing that you have seen flamingos, or you see your sister.
Yeah, man. My sister pops up all over the place. She'll take me by surprise. One of the coolest moments I've had in my entire life playing music was during 2020. About, I guess, probably 3 months after she passed. It was around July or so. And we went down to Tomball, Texas, and we played. I'm pretty sure it was I think it was a Red Brick Tavern. And it was playing acoustic. We did 3 nights back to back. I think they were all sold out. And the first 2 nights were so cool, man. The crowd was quiet. They were in it. They were watching me. They were engaged. And I was just telling stories and talking to them like we're talking right now.
Right.
The third night, everybody got drunk, and then it was a party. But,
7th floor.
yeah.
Steamboat Springs.
Yeah, exactly. So we're sitting there the first night, and it's a small stage. I've got my buddy Greg that was TMing for me at the time. He's kind of sitting back in the back by the stage. And I went into a song called When He Knows Me that I wrote for me and my sister's grandpa, who passed away from Alzheimer's. And me and my sister were always connected with that song. And I always transitioned that song into I'll Fly Away, which is the song that I sang her home to Jesus to that closed out her EP. And I was playing When He Knows Me. And I was kind of struggling, getting in it, closed my eyes. And I could see my sister standing right behind me, in between me and Greg, on the stage. And I hadn't really let loose. I hadn't vented, and hadn't grieved. And after the show, I sat there in the green room and I cried for a couple hours, and sat there, talked with Greg, talked with my dad on the phone, and the next night, went back in to do the same thing. I played When He Knows Me into I'll Fly Away, and I told her story before I went into it. And closed my eyes and I could still see her. And in the middle of playing this song, I heard this beautiful, high-pitched, perfect pitched high harmony, that high fifth, man. And I was like, wow, dude, someone's singing the hell out of this. And I kept looking around, and nobody was singing along. I was like, that's weird. Chalked it up, threw it in the back of my mind. I was like, I'm going to get through this show. I finished the show, and I walked in the green room, and I looked at Greg. I was like, she was still here tonight, man. He goes, I got something to show you. I said, you do? He goes, I tried to record it on my phone. I don't know if it came up, and I said, you talking about that high fifth harmony on When He Knows Me? He goes, man, you heard it too? I said, yeah. He goes, it was coming between me and you on the stage. Like, that's where I heard it from. I said, that's where she was standing. And my sister couldn't sing a lick on this earth. She couldn't sing. But, boy, she got one hell of a voice up there in heaven now.
That's great.
It's pretty cool.
Great story. I did hear you, wasn't there, I wish I would have been there, when you did and we've talked about this, made your debut at the Grand Ole Opry, which a lot of your friends were there.
That place was packed with Texans, fans from all over the country, my family, friends. It was, God, man, it was beautiful.
How did you make it through I'll Fly Away? When you did, not a dry eye in the room. I'm watching on my phone, bawling, and a standing ovation at the Grand Ole Opry.
You know, I choked up a little bit, but it was a moment you've dreamed of since you were a kid. And before I went on, Bill Anderson was talking to me because he went on before me, and he goes,
Did he whisper?
He whispered. But then he talked. And I forgot what he said because I was thinking about what I was going to do when I was up there. But the one thing he did say that stood out, he was standing there and he goes, "Are you ready, son?" I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Well, 10 minutes goes pretty quick, so take it in."
Right.
And when you're up there, he was right. That 10 minutes went like that. And before I knew it, I'll Fly Away was almost over. And I almost stepped back and played the chorus one more time just because I wasn't ready to be done. But I decided I'd just finish it out. And when I stopped, I looked up, and it was a full standing ovation. The bottom floor, the top floor, the entire place was standing on their feet. And that was a moment I will never forget. I stood there and soaked it in as long as I could. But then I made sure to leave on a high note. I didn't want them all sitting down before I left, so I left in the middle.
That's awesome. Hanging out with Randall King here at Music Fest 2023. You got one more in you today?
Absolutely, man.
What are you going to play?
Oh, I'm going to take you back to and now it's a classic for me.
That
the
crazy?
first year I came up here was 2017. I came up here in 16 just to hang and meet people, but I came up here in 17 and I didn't have this song yet. I wrote it that summer in Stephenville with Dalton Domino and a buddy of mine, Brandon Adams, and I debuted it in January of 18 before my record came out, right here in Steamboat at the Big Tent. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest fool of all? I bet you could take a guess. All you gotta do is reflect. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Well, this just can't be at all. Have I taken things too far? It shattered her heart. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I can't see the world she's been dreaming. All 'cause all that I see is an orange Chevy and her leaving. So mirror, mirror on the wall, show me her in the early fall. Yeah, back when her eyes ran deep with all the love for me. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I can't see the world she's been dreaming. All 'cause all that I see is an orange Chevy and her leaving. So mirror, mirror on the wall, could you be my crystal ball? Do I get her back where she belongs? Or am I falling stairs too long? At the mirror on the wall.
Randall King.
Thank you, brother.
Well, you took that word and